Why am I out this late? Hey everybody, welcome to a brand new Trains Are Awesome video. I'm Tom, and as of filming, today is St. Patrick's Day here in Chicago. Last Saturday they turned the river green, and I'm currently on a Metra Milwaukee District North train headed to Gulf Station. And at Gulf Station, I'm going to transfer to what I personally believe is by far the weirdest bus route in the entire CTA system. Alright, I've made it to the village of Gulf, Illinois, exactly an hour before the bus is supposed to leave. And the walk to the bus isn't too far. I was the only person to get off the train here, and figures, this village has a population of 514. We're only 17 miles from downtown Chicago, and this place only has 500 people living in it. I don't really want to be here. It's close to midnight. I have an apartment. Lindsay is in my apartment. She took one look at my schedule tonight and decided that this wasn't for her. All right, I will give Gulf some credit. The Metra Station has a waiting area with some really cool railroad posters hanging in it. And even at midnight, it's open. So that was a nice break from the cold. Hey Lindsay, guess what? They have plants here. They're dead though. All right, so it's midnight on a Friday night and I took a Metro train to Gulf, Illinois. There has to be a reason for that, right? Well, there is a good reason. Like I mentioned earlier, we're riding the weirdest CTA bus. We're riding the X98 Avon Express tonight. And what makes this bus weird? So many things. First of all, it's the only CTA bus, as far as I know, that uses the Interstate highway system. It's the only CTA bus that has no intermediate stops. And that's all pretty interesting enough. But really, the schedule is what makes this bus absolutely insane. Take a look at that. Not only does it only run in one direction, it only runs once a day. One trip a day. And not only does it run one trip a day, the only trip a day is at 12:40 in the morning. Is this the Golf Volkswagen or the Volkswagen Golf? Mariano's is probably closed, right? Otherwise, there's a gas station over there. Impromptu gas station bathroom check. Nice job, nice and clean. Very nice attendant too. Stuff's pretty good though. I couldn't tell you what part of the flavor changed, but RIP Sierra Mist. For the nitpicky viewers, we are now in Morton Grove, so forget all the stuff I said about Gulf. Okay, so we've been a little bit off topic, but right on the other side of the street is the bus stop where we will be getting on the X98. All right, made it to the bus stop. It's actually the Pace Shack for Route 208. But 208 stopped running hours ago. So we're just gonna wait here, sort of protected from the wind, for the X98 to show up. Let's talk about the X98. Why does it have such a weird schedule? Well, right behind me is a building that is owned by the company Fareva. And before that, this building used to be owned by Avon. Now this bus is called the Avon Express. So what happened was that in 2002, this company contracted the CTA to run a special bus service from their factory to Jefferson Park Station on the Blue Line. The reason this bus exists is because for most shifts, you can take Metra, you can take several of the Pace bus routes that run here, But for the shift that ends around midnight, none of those options exist. So if you want to get anywhere by public transportation, you have to take this route. Now, the company asked CTA to run it, but the money comes from civic staffing, which basically makes sure that low-income people can get jobs, get to their jobs, etc. So part of their mission was, public transportation to a place where people could have a job. Turns out ridership has declined so much that on average 3 people use this bus every day now, and so civic staffing is pulling their funding. Now, I don't work here, so why am I allowed on this bus? Well, because the CTA operates the bus, it has to be public. See, the CTA receives federal funding, and there's a law that prohibits any agency that receives federal funding from running charter services, aka exclusive private services. So the CTA is required to post a schedule for this bus, and they're required to let the public ride. Now, because of the low ridership and civic staffing pulling their funding, the X98 is being eliminated. They're saying that the elimination will be March 20th, which is Monday, but since this bus only runs on weekdays and today is Friday, I think that today might be the very last day that this bus ever runs. And so I was always going to make this video ever since I was first suggested to do so by one of my viewers last year, but it got a lot more urgency when I found out that this was going to be my last chance, maybe ever. Thank you. On the bus, it's so nice to get out of the cold. CTA even sent one of their brand new buses for this run. Besides me, there are 2 other passengers, so we've already hit that 3-passenger average. Now, it was so cold outside while I was waiting for the bus that some of the soda that I had collected around my bottle cap had frozen. That should give you an indicator of how cold I was. Shortly before departure, a 4th passenger boarded, meaning that today's passenger list was the regular 3 plus me. We've taken the on-ramp onto I-94, better known here as the Edens Expressway. Listen to this. This is a CTA bus at full speed. After about 25 minutes of travel time, we've left the interstate and we're approaching Jefferson Park Station, our final destination for today. Dang it, I was hoping the signs would say X98 just a little bit longer. So this is Jefferson Park Station. You can change here to the Blue Line and the Metro Union Pacific Northwest line. I'm not gonna mess with the Blue Line tonight because of the whole construction thing, so I'm gonna wait for one of the night owl buses and hopefully be home around 2-ish. Riding the X98 was worth going out late and waiting in the cold. Such a unique bus. It's so weird to be on the highway on a CTA bus. Other cities you might be thinking buses on highways, that's super normal. I mean, it is here too in Chicago, except those are all PACE buses. This really was the only CTA bus that did that. Just got recognized by a subscriber at 1 a.m. at Jefferson Park. We love to see it. So they say that the average ridership was 3 passengers, and there were 3 employees of the company on that bus. It was funny, but also kind of tragic to, to hear that they're discontinuing it because of there's only 3 riders, but then to be seeing the faces of those 3 riders and knowing that they're gonna have to come up with alternatives right now. I get it, but it's really sad all the same. The X98 certainly died the quietest death of any transit route ever, but I'm glad that I got my final chance to ride this bus route. Thank you so much for watching today. It is so cold, I'm gonna stop recording soon. But if you like this video, please subscribe to Trains Are Awesome because we have so much more content coming your way. So we'll see you next time.